Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Valsa Williams, and with me is Anita Anand with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says historic farm laws are creating opportunities for increasing farmers' income and enable them to become entrepreneurs. In Bihar, notification for third phase of state assembly elections for 78 seats issued today. Election Commission announces polls for 11 Rajya Sabha seats from Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Health Ministry issues guidelines for management of co-infection of COVID-19 with other seasonal epidemic diseases. And in IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad to meet Chennai Super Kings in Dubai today. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said the historic farm laws are creating opportunities for farming and farmers to move from the role of annadata or food provider to entrepreneurship. Speaking after releasing the autobiography of Loknete Padma Bhushan Dr. Balasaheb Vikhe Patil through video conferencing, the Prime Minister said the model of local economy and local enterprise will take the country forward.
आज खेती को, किसान को अन्नदाता की भूमिका से आगे बढ़ाते हुए उसको उद्यमी बनाने, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की तरफ ले जाने के लिए अवसर तैयार किए जा रहे हैं.
Citing shining examples of such local models, he spoke about the revolution that happened in the sugar industry in Maharashtra, white revolution in the milk industry in Gujarat, and in wheat production in Punjab and Haryana. The Prime Minister said a phase was witnessed after independence where there was not enough food to distribute among its people in the country. He added that during such circumstances, the priority of the government was to see how the crop productivity is boosted. He said hence the government focused mainly on what crop the farmers should produce and how to get more yield. Mr. Modi said the farmers toiled and ensured that more harvest was produced to fulfill the country's requirement. Mr. Modi underlined that while doing so, the government could not pay attention to the profitability of the farmers. He said for the first time this mindset has changed. For the first time, the country has shown concern for the income of farmers. The Prime Minister said the Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana has helped farmers because of which they do not have to borrow loan of small amount from anyone. The Prime Minister also stressed on amalgamating the old and new farming techniques for better productivity. He said the danger of coronavirus still persists. He appealed to everyone to wear masks and maintain social distancing.
कोरोना का खतरा अभी भी बना हुआ है. महाराष्ट्र में ये चिंता और जरा ज्यादा है और इसलिए मेरी महाराष्ट्र के सभी नागरिक भाइयों बहनों से करबद्ध प्रार्थना है कि चेहरे पर मास्क, बार बार हाथ धोना, साफ सफाई रखना, 2 गज की दूरी, इन नियमों में बिल्कुल लापरवाही नहीं करनी है. हमें हमेशा याद रखना है जब तक दवाई नहीं तब तक ढिलाई नहीं. हमें ये लड़ाई जीतनी है, जीतेंगे.
Centre has said that paddy procurement of Kharif marketing season 2020-21 is going on smoothly in the procuring states. Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Ministry said that so far about 42.55 lakh metric tons of paddy has been procured from over 3.57 lakh farmers with MSP value of over 8,032 crore rupees. The ministry said based on the proposal from the states, approval was accorded for procurement of 30.7 lakh metric tons of pulses and oilseeds for Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Telangana, Gujarat, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh. It said sanction for procurement of 1.23 lakh metric tons of copra for Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala was also given. The multinational food and beverage major Pepsico is setting up a Greenfield potato chips production unit in Uttar Pradesh with an investment of 814 crore rupees. The unit is being set up in Kosi Mathura on 35 acres of land provided by UP State Industrial Development Authority UPSIDA. The unit, which is expected to commence commercial production by middle of the next year, will facilitate direct and indirect employment to about 1,500 patrons. More from our correspondent.
Farmers of central UP, which is considered the potato belt of the state, have been demanding for such food processing unit from decades. Ahmad Al-Sheikh, the chairman of Pepsico India, said that the initial investment in this project was pegged at rupees 500 crores, which has been revised to rupees 800 crores. Significantly, the raw material potato will be procured through local sources, which could change the fortune of potato growing farmers in central UP. MOU was signed by Pepsico to set up this project with the proposed investment of 500 crore rupees at UP Investor Summit in Lucknow 2018. And the project started with the arrangement of land at the groundbreaking ceremony held in Lucknow in July 2019. This is the first time that Pepsico is setting up a greenfield project in its state itself. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The Election Commission has announced the polls for 11 Rajya Sabha seats from Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. The polling will be held on the 9th of next month. The term of office of 11 members, including Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, Arun Singh of BJP, Ram Gopal Yadav of Samajwadi Party, Raj Babbar of Congress and BSP MP Veer Singh, is due to expire in November this year. The notification for the poll will be issued on the 20th of this month. In Bihar, the notification for the third phase of state assembly elections was issued today for 78 constituencies spread over 15 districts. The polling will be held on the 7th of November in this phase. The last date for filing of nomination is the 20th of October. Scrutiny will be held on the next day, and the last date for withdrawal of candidature will be the 23rd of October. The notification was also issued for by-poll of Valmiki Nagar Lok Sabha constituency. The electorates can exercise their rights of franchise both for assembly poll and parliamentary by-poll of Valmiki Nagar constituency. For this, separate EVMs will be used on concerned polling booths. The pattern of use of indelible ink on the voters' fingers will be changed due to simultaneous polling on the 7th of November. More from our correspondent.
The process of filing of nominations picking up pace for the second phase of elections in 94 assembly constituencies. State Road Construction Minister and BJP nominee Nandkishore Yadav filed his nominations from Patna Sahib constituencies. Former State Health Minister and RJD leader Tej Pratap Yadav from Hasanpur Assembly constituency of Samastipur district. This time he has changed his constituency. In 2015 assembly election, he was elected from Mahua Assembly constituency in Vaishali district. For the second phase, the last date of filing of nominations is 16th of October. BJP and JDU have started their election campaigns in the form of ground and virtual rallies. The Chief Minister candidate of Grand Alliance, Tejasvi Prasad Yadav, will formally start poll campaign from Samastipur. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
In Telangana, the state government has moved 4 bills in the special sitting of the Legislative Assembly this morning. Municipal Administration Minister K. Tarika Ramarao proposed amendments to the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation GHMC Act to increase accountability on elected representatives and officials, increase the green fund from the current 2.5% to 10%, among others. The GHMC bill also proposed 50% reservation for women in elections, and reservations will be applicable for 2 consecutive terms. The state government has also proposed amendments in the India Stamp Act, Telangana Agriculture Land for Non-Agriculture Purposes Act and Code of Criminal Procedure Act. After the Assembly considers and passes these bills, will be sent to Legislative Council, which will meet tomorrow. You're listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says historic farm laws are creating opportunities for increasing farmers' income and enable them to become entrepreneurs. In Bihar, notification for third phase of state assembly elections for 78 seats issued today. Election Commission announces polls for 11 Rajya Sabha seats from Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Health Ministry issues guidelines for management of co-infection of COVID-19 with other seasonal epidemic diseases. And in IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad to meet Chennai Super Kings in Dubai today. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
3 steps to stay protected and stay safe from COVID-19. Wear face mask, 2 gaz ki duri to maintain social distancing, maintain hand and face hygiene.
अरे भाई, सुना तुमने? अरे इस मुश्किल समय में सरकार ने हम कामगारों की मदद के लिए एक और बड़ा कदम उठाया है।
कौन सा कदम?
पात्रता के नियमों में छूट के साथ ESIC ने अटल बीमित व्यक्ति कल्याण योजना के तहत मिलने वाली राहत राशि को बढ़ाकर दुगना कर दिया है। हाँ,
अच्छा, पात्रता की शर्तों को पूरा करने वाले जरूरतमंद बीमित व्यक्ति राहत के लिए ऑनलाइन दावा www.esic.in पर करें। अधिक जानकारी के लिए अपने नजदीकी ESIC शाखा कार्यालय से संपर्क करें या फिर टोल फ्री नंबर 1800-112526 पर कॉल करें।
Welcome back. The Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry has issued guidelines for management of co-infection of COVID-19 with other seasonal epidemic diseases like dengue, malaria, seasonal influenza, chikungunya and enteric fever. The ministry said that seasonal diseases can pose challenges in clinical and laboratory diagnosis of COVID-19. The Health Ministry said concerted efforts are required in prevention, surveillance, behavior change communication and management of such cases. It said constant vigil and awareness of the possibility of co-infections can help physicians avert the adverse outcome of cases with co-infection and improve clinical outcomes. The Health Ministry has asked states to effectively use their resources through integrated surveillance, vector control measures, vaccination and use of insect repellents to prevent seasonal diseases.
The country is witnessing a gradual trend of declining average daily COVID cases over the past 5 weeks. The tally of new daily cases has recorded a downturn, with the figures coming down from almost 90,000 daily cases a month back to only around 55,000 new cases being reported in the last 24 hours. The resultant positive effect is also seen in terms of sharp decline in number of active cases, which currently stands at nearly 8,38,000. With nearly 78,000 recoveries in the last 24 hours, only 11.69% of the total reported cases in the country remain under hospitalization. The number of recoveries in the country continues its upward streak and is around 7.5 times the number of active cases. The country continues to register steady growth in terms of COVID recoveries and has registered a cumulative recovery rate of 86.78%. With around 62,30,000 recoveries so far, India continues to occupy the top global position in terms of number of recovered corona patients. The Health Ministry has said that the centre, in close collaboration with the state and union territories, has adopted a graded strategy for COVID-19 management and public health response. It said sustained efforts of test, track, trace, treat and technology is progressively yielding encouraging outcomes in the country's fight against the pandemic. The total positive cases reported so far in the country now stands at 71,75,881. The case fatality rate is at 1.53% in country states as at nearly half of the global average, with 706 deaths being reported in the last 24 hours.
In Puducherry, out of the 32,004 corona-affected cases, 26,865 patients have been treated and discharged so far, and the recovery rate stands at 83.94%. Our correspondent reports the fatality rate is 1.77%.
According to the COVID-19 status report released by the Health Department today, in Puducherry, 268 persons were tested positive for the coronavirus disease and 2 died. 443 persons were discharged. Presently, 1,628 persons are being treated in hospitals and another 2,944 positive cases are under home isolation in all the 4 regions of the Union Territory, and a total number of 567 died, leaving 4,572 active cases here. Chandramohan, Air News, Puducherry.
Telangana reported 1,708 new COVID-19 cases during the past 24 hours. With this, the total number of COVID cases in the state moved up to 2,14,792. The state conducted over 46,000 tests yesterday. The recovery rate also slightly improved to 88.15%, with 2,009 more people recovering yesterday. This took the number of recovered people so far in the state to 1,89,351. Meanwhile, the daily bulletin issued by the State Medical and Health Department stated that the total number of deaths rose to 1,233 following 5 more people succumbing to COVID and comorbidities during the past 24 hours. Karnataka COVID War Room in charge Munish Modgil has pointed out that the increase in COVID-19 cases in the state is due to ramped-up testing. He said one has to look at the positivity rate and case fatality rate to track the level of infection spread rather than the total cases reported every day. He informed that in July first week, 4,500 tests were conducted in Bengaluru, which has today gone beyond 40,000. Due to 10 times increase in testing, the daily COVID-19 cases have also increased.
In Tripura, 109 fresh cases were registered for coronavirus infections and 220 patients were discharged after recovery in the past 24 hours. Also, death of a COVID-19 patient was reported yesterday, taking the total death toll to 314 in the state. According to the state COVID-19 bulletin, the total number of infected people rose to 28,461 as against 4,16,492 samples tested till yesterday. Officials said that so far 24,600 patients have recovered from coronavirus infections, while 3,521 patients are presently undergoing treatment. Odisha has conducted more than 38 lakh tests for COVID-19 so far. This has resulted in a cumulative positive cases of 2,56,937 as on date. However, the total recovery has also gone up to 2,30,192, making the active caseload shrink further to 25,635. We have a report.
The district-wise COVID report released today reflects a further contraction in the viral spread across the state. The fresh infections range from as few as 6 in Gajapati district to a high of 364 in Khordha, with the latter having climbed down from an all-day high of 900 plus cases not so long ago. Similarly, though the viral presence is well marked in all the 30 districts, there are at least 13 districts with less than 50 new cases each, as against only 7 districts reporting more than 100 cases each. Girish Chandra Das, Bhubaneswar.
In Madhya Pradesh, the number of COVID-19 cases in the state climbed up to more than 1,48,000 after 1,478 new cases were reported in the past 24 hours. With 21 patients succumbing to the infection, the death toll rose to 2,645. Our correspondent has filed this report.
As per the State Health Bulletin, 1,702 coronavirus patients were discharged from the hospitals in the past 24 hours, taking the number of recovered cases in the state to around 1,30,000. There are now 14,932 active cases in Madhya Pradesh. Now more than 25,000 tests are being conducted in the state every day. At the same time, more than 24 lakh tests have been conducted so far. For the convenience of the common people, 711 fever clinics are being operated in the state. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
India has sustained its global position of being the country with one of the lowest cases per million and deaths due to COVID-19. The global figure for cases per million is 4,794, while India is clocking 5,199. UK, Russia, South Africa, USA and Brazil are reporting higher numbers of COVID-19 cases. The deaths per million in India are 79, while the world average is 138. The new low in daily cases is the result of collaborative action by states and union territories. In Bangladesh, nearly 45% of people in Dhaka have been found to be carrying COVID-19 antibodies. The finding is based on a study conducted by the Institute of Epidemiology, Disease Control and Research and International Center for Diarrheal Disease Research. According to the study, the presence of COVID-19 antibodies was about 74% among slum dwellers of Dhaka. The study also found that 82% of the COVID-19 cases were asymptomatic in the city. Meanwhile, the Department of Health Services has issued health guidelines to be followed during the forthcoming Durga Puja in view of the corona pandemic in Bangladesh. The 5-day-long Durga Puja celebration will begin on the 22nd of October and conclude with the immersion of idols.
Dr. Govind Makharia, Professor Gastroenterology, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, said the only cure for the coronavirus till the vaccine is developed is strict adherence to masking, social distancing and sanitization. Talking to AIR News, Dr. Makharia said some people are jeopardizing themselves as well as others by not taking these precautions.
The chance of getting infection to a person who has a coronavirus infection, either symptomatic or asymptomatic, is much higher than that was in the earlier months of this year. Therefore, we must all should keep more vigilant and more precautions and protect ourselves from getting infected. The 3 best known methods for prevention of spread of infection are that mask, maintain a distance of 2 meters, and this is very important. While you are at workplace, don't take lunch together. Please maintain a distance. And wash your hands very properly. Either sanitize your hands by alcohol-based solutions or use soaps. Please remember that if I do not get infection, I protect myself, I protect my family, I protect my workplace, I protect my neighborhood. Therefore, prevention is the best way for coronavirus.
Arjun Awardee Alka Tomar from Meerut, Uttar Pradesh has appealed to the people to follow 2 गज की दूरी.
मैं अलका तोमर, कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट, अर्जुन अवार्डी रेसलर। जैसे कि हम सबको पता है त्योहार शुरू हो रहे हैं, हम सब घर से निकलने लगे हैं, तो इन सभी के साथ हमें अपनी पूरी सावधानी रखनी होगी, पूरी सुरक्षा के साथ हमें अपने घर से निकलना होगा। मैं भी आप सबसे अपील करती हूं कि आप इन चीजों का, मास्क का, सैनिटाइजर का और 2 गज की दूरी का आप प्लीज पालन करिए, तभी हम इस बीमारी से बच पाएंगे।
Muskan Kirar, international archer from Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh, also appeals to all to wear mask and wash hands frequently.
नमस्कार, मैं मुस्कान किरार, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय तीरंदाज। मैं आप सभी को यही कहना चाहूंगी, जब भी आप बाहर जाएं, फेस मास्क जरूरी लगाएं, हाथों को समय समय पर सैनिटाइज करते रहे, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग मेंटेन रखें, कोरोना आपसे दूरी बनाए रखेगा।
The News Services Division of All India Radio, in its bilingual live phone-in program today, will bring you a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. Neeraj Nishchal, Assistant Professor in Department of Medicine at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on toll-free telephone number 1800-115767. One can also ask questions on telephone number 01123314444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This is All India Radio giving you the news.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे।
In Maharashtra, Bharatiya Janata Party today staged a protest for reopening of temples in the state. In one such protest, party leader Prasad Lad was detained along with other party workers by Mumbai police during a demonstration outside the famous Siddhivinayak temple at Dadar after protesters tried to enter the temple amidst heavy police deployment and barricading, the BJP is organizing protests across Maharashtra, demanding all temples in the state be reopened for devotees. National Philately Day is being celebrated today throughout the country. Philately is the study of postage stamps and postal history. The day also marks the collection, appreciation and research activities on stamps and other philatelic products. Here is a report.
The celebrations of the National Philately Day involves more than just stamp collecting or the study of postage. My Stamp is the brand name for personalized sheets of postage stamps of India Post. The personalization is achieved by printing a thumbnail image of the customer's photograph and logos of institutions or images of artwork, heritage buildings, famous tourist places, historical cities, wildlife, other animals and birds, etc. on the selected template sheet having postage stamps. Senior officer of Navrangpura Post Office, Alpesh Shah, gives more details.
महत्वपूर्ण घटनाएं विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में प्रमुख और पर्यावरण मुद्दे, कृषि गतिविधियां, राष्ट्रीय और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मुद्दे, खेल आदि के स्मरण में जारी किए गई डाक टिकट और विशेष आवरण आप फिलाटेलिक डिपॉजिट अकाउंट के माध्यम से आप घर तक मंगवा सकते हो।
योगेश पंड्या, एयर न्यूज, अहमदाबाद।
Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine Board has raised the limit of pilgrims that can visit the Himalayan shrine per day from 5,000 to 7,000 from the 15th of this month. The decision has been taken keeping in mind the Navratra festival beginning the 17th of this month. During Navratra festival, the number of pilgrims visiting the Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine at Trikuta Hills in Riyasi district of Jammu and Kashmir goes up substantially.
Rashtriya Kamdhenu Ayog RKA has started a nationwide campaign to celebrate Kamdhenu Deepavali Abhiyan this year on the occasion of Deepavali festival. Through this campaign, the RKA is promoting extensive use of cow dung and products during this Diwali festival. Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying said that RKA aims at reaching 11 crore families to ignite 33 crore diyas made of cow dung during this year's Deepavali festival. In IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad will meet Chennai Super Kings in Dubai today. Last night, Royal Challengers Bangalore beat Kolkata Knight Riders by 82 runs at Sharjah. Chasing the victory target of 195 runs set by RCB, KKR scored only 112 runs for 9 wickets in their stipulated 20 overs. Batting first, RCB posted a mammoth total of 194, courtesy 73 not-out knock from AB de Villiers. National Shooting Camp for Core Olympic shooters will be taking place at Dr. Karni Singh Shooting Range for a period of 2 months starting 15th of October. In order to maintain a secure biobubble whereby the athletes can train safely and to prevent a coronavirus outbreak, the responsibility of maintaining the standard operating procedures SOPs will be shared by the Sports Authority of India and the National Rifle Association of India, NRAI.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. The national capital Delhi will have a mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was recorded at 20 degrees Celsius. Maximum is expected to be around 35 degrees. In Mumbai, rain or thunder showers would occur towards afternoon or evening. Minimum temperature was 27 degrees. Maximum will be around 33. Chennai will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature is likely to hover between 25 and 33 degrees. Kolkata will witness a partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Minimum temperature in the metropolis was 28 degrees, maximum expected around 36. On to the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, minimum temperature was 19 degrees in Jammu, while maximum will be around 34 degrees. In Gilgit, the temperature is likely to hover between 9 and 28 degrees Celsius. It will have a mainly clear sky. In Muzaffarabad, there will be mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Temperature is likely to hover between 13 and 33 degrees. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says historic farm laws are creating opportunities for increasing farmers' income and enable them to become entrepreneurs. In Bihar, notification for third phase of state assembly elections for 78 seats issued today. Election Commission announces polls for 11 Rajya Sabha seats from Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Health Ministry issues guidelines for management of co-infection of COVID-19 with other seasonal epidemic diseases. And in IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad to meet Chennai Super Kings in Dubai today. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the Midday News.